Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity episode number 5 reaction. Alright, the previous episode, we few things happened. First and foremost, Waguri taught Rintaro uh, about the whole like the exam, to kind of taught him like helped him study basically. Then we also had Subaru coming and talking to Rintaro personally and saying how the teachers of Kikyo were apparently the ones who do not like the students even more than the students. So, since Kaoruko is a scholarship student, there's a high possibility she might get into trouble if she's seen interacting with someone from Chidori, because her whole thing hinges on the teacher's whims because she's like scholarship student. So that is what Subaru's afraid of, and that is why she asked Rintaro to stay away. But Rintaro was like, I cannot do that because obviously, like this, I already almost made this mistake before. I'm not going to do this. So that's what happened. And then in the final part, we had both Rintaro and his friend. Both of them were able to pass. Everything is okay. But at the end, Saku, I think, yeah, he found out that Rintaro's interacting with Kaoruko. That's where it ended. So let's see what happens. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and timer here. Sync it whichever is a preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, also the one who was. Ooh. Well, at this point, just, say the truth. Oh boy. Nah, no, please don't do that. You're making it worse. Nah, man, this is not okay. Uh, uh, hmm. Nah, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Like, I'm pretty sure Saku was mad at the fact that, not mad, but disappointed at the fact that, not about the fact that, he has been meeting with Kaoruko, but about the fact that he never said anything to them. And, when asked, he actively lied. You know, that's what it is. And he made it worse by saying, like, I don't want to say. Like, that made the whole situation even worse. Like, like Saku and the others, like, consider Rintaro as a friend. But even if Rintaro has his own issues, like, like, we can sympathize with him, but we shouldn't forget that Saku and the others are also humans. you know like, they also have things that they might like and dislike, and they might get hurt. So instead of just focusing on Rintaro solely because he had his issues, we should make sure to, like, focus on the other characters as well. Like, put their shoes on and try to understand how they felt at this situation. Like, the person you consider a friend, not only did he lie, but at the same time, he didn't want to say. Like, like, he must be feeling that, oh, this is like a one-sided friendship. Like, what is even the point? Like, that kind of thing. Like, I understand Rintaro has his issues, but at the same time, the others are human beings as well. That's what it is basically. I'm sure Rintaro will understand little by little what he did wrong and what he shouldn't have done. There you go. Hmm. Oh, I passed. Yay. Realism. Yeah, but the whole situation with his friends, like, who is he even going to have fun with? Like, because the whole situation is just so awkward now. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, okay. Boy. Well, oh, what the? Yeah. No, it's because he didn't tell them. He lied. He not lied, but he hid it from them. Yeah, there you Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, he. Hmm. Hmm. That's true. Like he was hiding it up until now, but this time he was like, "Oh no, I don't want to say." No, that's not the point. Problem this time. This time, yeah. Wow. Oh my god. Hmm. Oh, there's one. Or no, maybe more than one. Oh no, there's quite a few. Yeah. Wow. I don't think she saw that. Did she? I don't think so. Otherwise, why would she be surprised? Well, yeah, you're working here. Come on. She probably planned on like ordering like 5 or 6 cakes. Now she's gonna be like, oh, I need 2 cakes. Yeah, she definitely. Right. No? What? 10? 10 cakes? Oh no, is she trying to high five? That's not how you do. Hmm. Oh. Mm. Mm. Well, basically eat. That's what you're trying to say. Eat more. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Well. Oh. Hmm. Oh, he sent something. He probably wrote thank you or something like that. Right. Oh, damn. Yeah. Oh well, he did well in his exams. Why does she have that hairstyle? The cursed hairstyle. Hello. Nah, that is crazy. Well, that's fine. Wait, they wait. They had a black hair. What's going on? Do they both dye their hair? Interesting. Wait, I thought that was his natural hair color. Hmm. Yeah. I was thinking about his friends. Yep. Hmm. Why is she sitting in the? Oh she's waiting for Baguri. Well. Hmm. Oh, is she? Hmm. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, she wanted to. Yeah, to be truthful with her. Okay. All right, and there you go. That was episode 5 of Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Now, a few things happened in today's episode. First and foremost, the whole section with Saku asking Rintaro what's going on. Is it that girl in front of the library? Rintaro being like, nope, I don't want to tell you. So that part, and then obviously Saku kind of not taking that in a good way. He was disappointed and, sad that Rintaro didn't trust them. In the end, his friends told him that, you know what, at least this time he didn't try to avoid the topic. He said that, no, I don't want to tell you, which is a progress in its own. You know, like he at least was truthful with us instead of trying to, like, like sidestep the whole thing. He said that, no, I don't want to talk to you about it, which obviously implied there is something to talk about. So at least he admitted to it. So, in the future, he'll probably tell them what is going on. While also we had Rintaro being depressed about it, but then Waguri came in and gave some cake orders. Right, and then his conversation with his mother, and then Subaru at the end, like coming clean in front of her telling him that, oh, I actually went and talked to Rintaro. So that was today's episode in its entirety. Now, a few things to talk about in today's episode. Like I said at the very beginning, and we get to hear it from Saku's mouth himself. It's not the fact that Rintaro was, like, meeting with Waguri. That obviously was not the reason why Saku was not happy about the situation. It was the fact that Rintaro obviously didn't tell it to them, was hiding it from them, and then refused to talk about it. That was what bothered him, because he was like, come on, like, we are trying to, like, we are good friends. We have been together for a long time. And now, seeing this situation, it seems like you didn't trust us at all up until now. Like, so that is the part that bothered him, and that he didn't, like, that made him sad. And the thing is, Saku's whole thing is basically, even though he seems like he's very dry, and the guy, the other guy, he said that, oh my god, you're this emotional, looking at you, it seems you're so dry. Like, yeah, that's what it seems like, but he is the person who thinks more about these things. He's probably the most emotional out of the bunch, Saku. And that is why he thinks more deeper into the situation, and that is why he got disappointed, because he was like, yeah, it's not that I'm mad that he's meeting with Waguri or whatever, that's not really the point. Like, obviously, like, the Kikyo girls discriminates against us. We do not discriminate against them. Like, yeah, obviously when they do that, Saku does get pissed off, and he has like a whole, like, he's always like kind of ready, and has his wall up against the girls from Kikyo. But that's because they do it to them first. That's why. So there's no animosity against the girls from Kikyo from his part, at least. The only animosity is there because they act like this towards him and his friends. That is why the animosity comes from. So, like, meeting with Waguri and all that, that's not really what bothered him or what made him mad. Like, why would it? Like, yeah, like, obviously. But the fact that he didn't tell them about it, or try to hide it, and is like refusing to tell them about it, that is what is bothering him. And he's kind of questioning that, like, oh, we trust everything, we trust him deeply. He's not able to do that with us, and that's the sad part. So, like, yeah, he's the most emotional out of the bunch. The other two, the redhead guy, what's his name? I always forget his name. He obviously, he's also good friends with them, but the thing with him is that he's like, he doesn't understand the the nitty gritty of stuff. Like, just a minute, let me just bring out the character sheet. Like, for him, he takes everything at face value. So unlike Saku, when he's told something, he just listens to it, and he just kind of like, takes it at face value. So if someone is like, oh, I don't want to tell you about it, He's like, oh, okay, that's it. While Saku is like, takes it more emotionally. So that is why Saku was the one who was the most affected by this. I think the other friend, what's his name? He was also a little bit startled, but he, at the same time, he, like took it more logically. That's why he was able to properly explain it to Saku and be like, oh, just think about it. Like, at least he admitted that there's something wrong. You know, not something wrong. Sorry, at least he admitted that, yeah, he is meeting with, Waguri. Like, he didn't try to tiptoe around the whole thing, or didn't try to act oblivious. So the fact that he's at least saying that, no, I don't want to tell you, shows that he has been able to be truthful with us. So obviously the next step will be him sharing it with us, but let's give him time for that. You know him. Like, he'll take a little bit while to properly share everything with us, but it's progress. It's progress that at least he didn't say that, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. Instead of saying that, he said that, I don't want to talk to you about it, which is progress nonetheless. So that's why he was like, the you could say that he has like the right balance of emotion and logic. So he was able to properly listen to the understand the whole situation, and like kind of mediate between them. Well, obviously, like I said, Saku is more emotional, even though he doesn't look like it. While we have the other friend who's more, I don't know, he's just he's more of the, like, like airheaded type, kind of like he takes everything at face value. He's just like, oh, Shohei, that's his name. Shohei is more of the, like, very honest about his feelings, but at the same time, he also thinks that everyone else is also being honest about their feelings to it them. You know, so he doesn't dig deep into it. He takes everything at face value. So yeah, so that's the whole thing. Anyways, in the end, Saku was like, thought about it, and he was like, okay. And yeah, so now Rintaro will have to obviously go and apologize to them, because he acted like that. And either tell them that, oh, you know what, this is what's going on, or tell them something along the lines of that, okay, you know what, yeah, something is going on, but I don't want to currently share it with you guys. Give me time. When the time will come, I will tell you guys everything. Do either of those two. Either tell them what's going on, or tell them that, oh, I cannot say anything now. Just wait a little bit. When I'll be comfortable with it, I'll share it with you. Like that would also work. Like at least they would know that, okay, you know what, yeah, like he's not outright telling us that, oh no, or he's not outright tiptoeing around the subject. He's at least being honest and telling us that, okay, you know what, just wait a little bit. Let me be more ready, and so that I can share it with you guys. Right. Anyways, I'm sure Rintaro will talk to them after this. Right. But that was the reason why throughout today's episode, from that point onwards, Rintaro became very depressed. But then Waguri came in, and Waguri was like, ordering for like cakes, and that kind of cheered him up when Waguri like was like, "Oh, give me a high five." Right. Now, then comes his mother's part. So his mother tells him that, like when she saw him, like even in the dinner table, he was a bit gloomy. She told him that, oh, I know you'll do the right thing. Like obviously, and on that day when you realized that you should apologize to Waguri's son, you went immediately and apologized to her. You know, so when you understand something is wrong, or something that you've done wrong, if you understand it, and if you realize it, you will not spare any expense to go and make it right. You did that with Waguri, so I'm pretty sure about it. So I'm sure whatever you're thinking about or dealing with, I'm sure you will do the right thing. That type of confidence I have on you. Right. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That's what happened, and he, like kind of realized that, yeah, I have to go and apologize to my friends. Now, one thing I was kind of surprised about, I think they also showed this before. I didn't pay that much attention, but in today's episode, I realized that in the flashbacks, not only does he have black hair, his mother also has black hair. So I'm very curious, why do they dye their hair? Like, like I can understand like the son dyeing their hair, because a lot of shows, like, they kind of like dye their hair because for some reason, whatever, like, yeah. But I'm curious, why does his mom also dye her hair? Her mom also had black hair, right, in the flashback. I do wonder what's going on with this, because, like, I'm 100% sure a lot of the misunderstanding that he gets, like a lot of the people that misunderstands him, one of the reasons is because of his hair color. Like blonde hair. So people like, think like, oh, he's a delinquent or whatever. So why does he dye it then? Because obviously he doesn't like people making judgment about him without like knowing him better. So why would he dye his hair on top of that? That's going to make him more misunderstood, right? I do wonder if there's like a deeper meaning behind this. And not only that, even his mother dyes her hair, I'm assuming, because her mother's hair is yellow here. So is his. Like, I genuinely thought that was his natural hair color or something. So, okay, I guess we'll have to wait, because I don't know. I've never seen, like, I never expected his mother to also have like black hair back in the flashbacks as we see. So yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Right. Like, I can understand if one of them had like blonde hair or something. I could understand that, oh, the other person dyed their hair because they wanted to support the other person. Like, if Rintaro had like yellow hair, and people like children like bullied him or judged him or like called him delinquent because of that, I can understand, like like his mother dyeing her hair as well to kind of match him and share the burden, vice versa. I could understand that. But I can see both of them has black hair. Why do both of them dye their hair? That's what I'm not understanding. But you know what? Let's wait and see, because I feel like they'll probably get into this later. You know, right. Anyways, there you go. That was it. That was today's episode. In the end, Subaru comes and talks to Waguri, or she's going to talk to Waguri because she wants to be like frank with her, and she's like, she probably feels guilty that she talked to Rintaro and told him to consider his relationship with Waguri behind her back. So she's trying to be truthful about it towards Waguri. I think that's why she's there in the park and she has called her and she wants to talk to her. And that's where it ended. So I guess we'll see what happens next episode. Yeah, and there you go. That was today's episode. Nothing else to talk about here. Um, because I feel like I talked about most of the stuff, important stuff. The whole thing with Saku and Rintaro. Like, this is what I was saying at the beginning. Like, like, this is one thing we need to remember, that yeah, we are seeing like Rintaro, like we've seen that Rintaro doesn't build trust in people, how people judge him. But it's just by looking at him and all that. All these things we have seen. So we kind of sympathize with him and all that. But at the same time, we should not forget that his actions can also have effect on others which are hurtful. Just like that scene where we saw, like that scene with Saku. I think Saku was rightfully angry at that point, because he's like, I'm being completely not angry. I would say he was disappointed, sad, because later on you can see he says that it is because of Rintaro that I was able to be myself. I was able to be, like, I got a place here. Like, don't know what happened in his past. Maybe something happened in his past and Rintaro helped him out. I'm guessing we'll get to know that later. But for now, like, from what he said, we can understand that Rintaro was able to help him out with something, which is why he considered him one of his friends, very good friends. So now, with all of these things going on, he's coming to the realization later, little by little, like, oh, wait a minute, is this basically one-sided friendship that's going on? Like, yeah, he did something for me. forever indebted to him. So I look at him as a friend, as a very close friend, you know. But does he do the same for me as well? Or is it just one way? Like I trust him, but he doesn't trust me. That kind of thing. So, so that's why I'm saying, like, even if Rintaro has his own troubles, has his own insecurities, his, like, he has his own situation. I think that we shouldn't forget that the people that he's dealing with are his friends. They also have feelings. They also have human beings. So we shouldn't dismiss their feelings, and like, yeah. So that's why I do hope, I'm sure he will, that Rintaro actually tells Saku, like personally to Saku, not the other two. Like he already apologized to the other guy, like, but personally to Saku, he tells him that, what, that was wrong of me. Like, I I should have told you. Or even if I am hesitant in sharing everything with you, I should have at least told you that I'm hesitant in sharing it with you now. Give me time. Like that is how you do it. Like I'm not saying like, oh yeah, I tell him everything. If you're struggling to tell him everything, just tell him that, yeah, I'm struggling to tell you everything. I cannot say anything to you now. Give me time. That is also okay. That is completely fine. The fact that you try to like hide it from them, and like try to tiptoe around the whole thing, and like that is what hurt him. And if you told him that, yeah, you know what, you're asking me this question, I'm sorry, but I cannot say anything to you now. In the future, when I am able to, I'll share it with you. I'll talk to you guys about it. Even if he said that, that would have been completely fine in my opinion. So that's what it is. Anyways, I guess that was literally the point that he made. Like that guy, the other friend. What's his name? Ayato. Yeah, that is literally the point that he made. He was like, at least this time he said that he doesn't want to tell us. Unlike the other times. So that is progress, right? And yeah, like there you go. So let's wait and see how this goes. Nintaro's relationship with his friends, his relationship with Waguri is growing. Obviously, it's still moving forward. Waguri's whole conversation with Subaru. Let's see how that goes. All these things we'll get to see little by little. Right, and there you go. That is it. That was my reaction to today's episode. That was my reaction to episode number 5 of the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of the show. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.